Hello? Hello? This feels nice, man. I feel like I'm in
Oh,
charge.
I was about to say last time you had the chance. Eddie was here and he had just won the six, so we just gave him the front seat.
Right,
Remember
right.
that? Yeah.
Yes. I remember. It
It's,
feels a
it's,
little weird because I haven't won anything, or United haven't won anything. But
oh, and how it's looking
I'm
today
definitely not.
with today how it's looking. I don't think you guys gonna win anything today.
Oh wow!
No, I'm not being a dick. It's just that come on, how? I think we'll talk it. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can talk about
toward
it.
the end
That's
if you
crazy.
want.
As soon as Eric's not here, yo, Marco
No.
lets him
I'm
punches
just.
fly.
I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just
Not
that
even a minute in.
That's
For real,
what's gonna
it's
happen.
Thursday.
I'm sorry, man.
Listen, all I'm trying to say is, whoever's watching the video, I'm not wearing these, so I don't know. Even those to the side.
Here we go.
We had a very, very important and very momentous Champions League draw. For those of us who caught it, it doesn't matter to me because we all know that Europa League is the
best one out there.
best European tournament out there.
Hell yeah. When is
but
the draw for that? Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow.
Was it today?
Yeah, no, because the qualifiers finished today.
Okay, so it's tomorrow. All right.
Yeah,
We'll
the
be
qualifiers finished today.
not paying attention to that tomorrow.
Probably not. We had some interesting draws actually. We had, I think City got a pretty easy group.
As usual.
As
They always do.
usual.
I think the past 3 years, their group has been pretty simple.
And they've always played like Shakhtar Donetsk. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
they played
it's
them
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
I know.
So we have City, Shakhtar, Dinamo Zagreb, and Atalanta in Group C. I think for me, probably two groups that are going to be very interesting.
Do you want to go through the groups, or do you want to just point out the ones that you think are going to be more
I'm just
interesting?
going to point them out. We have posted
All
on them for anyone who's
So
following us.
yeah, so if we're gonna be on the podcast, you can find it on the description, the group and the players, the teams, and then if you're watching the video, I'll just put it on the video.
Yeah, we'll put up a
It'll
nice
pop
little
up.
slide.
It'll
Right
pop
here.
up right there. There you go.
Yeah, right there. So I'm just gonna call out what I think. I'll pass it to you guys. See what you guys feel. Let me put the brightness here. So we have Group F: Barcelona,
Yeah.
Dortmund, Inter, and Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague, with all due respect to them, I think are probably going to be maybe the win that everyone's going to try to get in there. But Inter, with some of the signings that they've made on loan right now, with Lukaku and Sanchez, to see if they actually do something there, I think that's going to be very interesting. We saw Dortmund trolling Barcelona today on Twitter too.
I didn't see that. What did they say?
Yeah, they said they tweeted about that they were drawing with Barcelona because obviously they were the group leaders. So then Dortmund got drawn second,
Mm-hmm.
and then right afterwards, the admin for their Twitter said that they're going to start working on their corners.
Oh,
That's
shit.
actually-
So that's pretty funny.
smart.
I like that.
That's right.
Also, though, I think probably a good group that's going to be. I think the most difficult is going to be Group H.
Hell yeah.
Group
Without a
H
doubt.
has Chelsea, Ajax, Valencia, and Lille. And Lille aren't pushovers.
No, they're not.
They're not.
They're
and
not.
Valencia has been doing pretty well the past few. I would say the past 2 seasons they've been doing well in the league. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, well, Pepe came out of there, and he was the number 2 most goals
Most
and
goals.
assists
Right, that's right.
in all 5 competitions. So
That's right. So I think it's going to be a really interesting Champions League season. You know, it's not going to be as entertaining because United aren't there and neither are Arsenal. But
I know.
you know, you guys can.
that's why it's gonna
enjoy-
suck this year again.
You guys can enjoy your damn football.
You can
but that
enjoy your
was-
Tuesday and Wednesday football.
Yeah,
We'll enjoy the Thursday one,
we'll be
which is the
chilling.
important one.
We'll record and watch our games. How about that?
There you go.
So we have the Champions League drawing full. I thought that was pretty interesting. We did see also some awards get handed out. I think rightfully so.
I agree with everything.
Yeah?
No, I was gonna say except for the women's, but actually I don't follow it, so I really don't want to comment on the women's trophy. I think the one thing I would like to say is that they also deserve to have a full squad, like the best goalkeeper, the best defender,
True.
the best midfielder,
I
and
agree
forward,
with that.
not just the best player of their league.
Of the-
I think they should also
Of the
be
tournament.
rewarded with every single.
I
thing
do
that the
too.
males
I
have.
think so. I think especially with what we saw with the Women's World Cup, definitely the talent is there for there to be enough women to fill out a complete awards roster.
Hell yeah.
So maybe
In the future,
UEFA, if you're listening, you know, highlight these women because they deserve recognition too. But we had Van Dijk getting Defender of the Tournament. which I
Yes.
think is deserved.
Hell yeah.
I hope maybe it's a precursor for Ballon d'Or, but
I think if anybody, he is one to deserve it.
I think so too.
But they still haven't dominated who are going to be the top three, right?
I don't believe.
I think
so, no.
they're in the process of like they have like top 10, but
Correct.
they don't. Okay,
They haven't whittled it down
I
yet.
think he should be in the top three, but we know who's going to be taking the other two spots.
Mhm.
So do they deserve it? We'll get to it.
Yeah, that's a whole discussion. That's a whole
But
discussion.
should he fall into it, him or Salah or Mane? Yeah.
Yeah,
But we'll get. I think once one like what's October? No, like November, December.
somewhere
That's when it
around
comes
that
out.
time, I think.
We'll discuss it then,
Sure. Then we have Frankie De Jong get midfielder of the tournament.
which he deserves it.
I think he really
He
did.
himself beat the crap out of Real Madrid. Man, was Real Madrid? I'm blanking. Juve
Yes.
and what else they all Benfica. I think they also eliminated Benfica.
I think for him, especially, I think it's kind of obvious because he got his move to Barcelona, which shows his pedigree. It shows that he's capable of playing in a big league, playing with a big team, and carrying that responsibility. When he was accepting the award while I was watching the stream this morning, he seemed very, he was happy, of course, but he was very, how do I say, humble about the fact that, he still has a lot of work to do. He still has, a lot of time on his career, and he's going to prove, what that limit is, if there is any. So I'm actually pretty excited to see him. I don't know about his career choices, about what team he goes to, but I'm excited to see him.
I do agree with you on that one.
And
Great
forward
decisions. I
forward
like
of
that guy.
the forward of the tournament was given to Messi himself,
That one threw me off until they said that he was the one that scored the most goals of the tournament. And
which
then
you
I was
can't
like,
argue with,
you can't-
right?
No. If it's that, then
If it has the
yeah,
stat, you can't really say anything.
man.
We did though.
I would have given it to Origi, just because he scored with
They talked about the comeback. So I was texting. I was messaging the guys while I was watching the stream. They brought up Liverpool's comeback.
twice.
I think at least like 3 or 4 times, man. And
And he brought it up in front of Messi too.
right in front of Messi too. Like the woman who was interviewing him brought it up right in front of him. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about this. I don't mean to like bring it up, but she was talking about it so blatantly. I thought that was great. That was great entertainment value. But the Champions League draw is done. It's completed. We posted about it on our Instagram for everyone who follows us. And another thing that we also highlighted is this. I was pretty impressed by it. I was kind of surprised, which was the question that the one of the hosts she made to both Messi and Ronaldo while they were sitting next to each other, and the response that Ronaldo gave I thought was pretty interesting. I thought it was really cool because he took a moment to acknowledge that they've been on this like the highest point of their careers at this stage for 15 years. Which, we've all known that and we've all lived it, but just to hear him say it, I was like, dang, that's insane.
The one thing I would have changed out of all of that is that he would have answered it in Spanish.
Right?
So that him and Messi could have gotten like a little moment of going back and forth with it and having like a little bit more laughter, because Messi was just quiet. Once Ronaldo started talking, he just got quiet. He would like kind of like laugh because he understood a couple things.
He was about to answer in Spanish.
Yeah, he's like they answered like Spanish or English. And she's like English. I think that's more comfortable for her. So that's why he went with English. But I think he should have answered in Spanish so that Messi and him could have like a nice little moment of back and forth in Spanish.
He's
like,
gotta beat him in something,
Beat him in everything else. But yeah, it was nice, and like you said, he acknowledged the fact that they have been fighting, or not fighting, but they've been the best for the past 15 years.
That's insane.
And 9 of those years have been in Spain. And he said he motivated me to be better, and I motivated him to be better. And Messi did come out saying in the past that he does miss Ronaldo in La Liga because he was his adversary. He was the person that he would try to beat every season.
Right, that's right.
I think you always need competition,
Healthy competition.
Yeah, exactly, healthy competition to like up your game, and because then it gets boring.
Yeah.
Top by yourself.
Like this past season, like you would see it. Like yes, Messi didn't participate much, but you didn't see the numbers that were like would match Messi's that Ronaldo used to have. That would be right next to him. Like it would be head to head. Like who's going to take Pichichi this year? Who's going to do this more?
Yeah.
It would have been nice. The one other thing that I would have loved him to say in this small little interview that they had was that he would look forward to playing with Messi one day. At just a random ass scrimmage or whatever that could just be televised. That's the one thing that I would have loved for him to say is like I wish that
Do you think Messi would want that though?
Yeah, I think they would be down for it. Just one game.
They haven't even had dinner yet.
No, which I've been reading and everybody's like highlighting and like mentioning this a lot, and he said that a while back. Like I don't want to say like extremely like, but it was like maybe like a month or so ago. He said already that you were cool with Messi, but they never had the chance like to sit down and have dinner together. And then this is the second time he mentions it, so I'm assuming in the next couple of weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if there's pictures out there saying Messi or Ronaldo.
I'd be glad if it happens.
Yeah, I would be. I would actually look forward to it.
And I'm going to put it out there, you know, hearing him say that, I'm going to give him credit for saying it first, just because I'm biased. But me, I've always been pushing for Ronaldo, which, by the way, I'm going to plug myself. I have a...
Oh, shit. I didn't realize that you had Ronaldo set.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
That's a shout-out. This is a throwback. Shout-out to... my BFF Triple Star Kyle for giving me this a while back. But the reason why I bring it up is him saying what he did today, you know, that exchange that they had, like, I honestly felt like that should be it. Like, I think the Messi-Ronaldo beef, especially, like, amongst fanboys, which I would consider myself one for Ronaldo's side, I think it should just be squashed at that point. Because, like, it came right from his mouth. Like, we've been the best for this long. We've entertained you fools for 15 years. Like, we just want to have dinner. Like, we just want to chill out. Like, cut it out. You know what I mean?
And even the host, she was saying, like, wouldn't it be best if you guys just retired together?
Yeah.
he's like, well, I am 2 years older than him.
Yeah.
So he didn't really know how to answer it. But he's like, I guess.
He's like, what you mean? He's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, I'll be. He said, I'll be here as long as I can, and for all the people that hate me, they'll keep on seeing me here.
I'm being here. Yeah.
Right,
yeah, that's when he's talking about that. He thinks he looks pretty good for his age, right?
Shit. What is he like, 34, I think, next year?
I think
33 right now, 34 next year.
Yes, that's right.
That's great.
I don't know. I'm putting it out. I don't know what you guys think. I'm putting it out there. I think from this point on, it should be done. Be done and dusted with. Like, that's it.
Look, the GOAT thing is greatest of all time, but in this case, there's two of them. And it's I want to say it's never going to happen again. I feel like it will. It's just that not anytime soon.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And then when it does happen, there's always going to be comparisons to these guys. Like, but they weren't as good as these guys. Or like, if they would have played in that same era, they wouldn't have done...
And the same thing we did with Pelé and with Maradona.
Yeah, so there's always going to... I mean, these guys mark an era, and that's it. Like, they're the best of the best in this moment in time.
Yeah.
And no one can argue that.
Yeah. I think Edgar and I, back before we started the podcast and stuff like that, we've had, like, drunken conversations about soccer. And the one thing that we always came to a conclusion was, it doesn't matter who we think it to go. The fact that we lived through their era of them coming up and being able to watch them play each other and be that consistent back and forth, it's just that is just a gift.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we were able to watch it all from the beginning to the end, whenever they decided to end it. And then I think, like you said, right now would be the perfect time to quote unquote end it because they're no longer the same league.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like both. I like both players for different reasons, but I mean, I just enjoy watching both of them. To be honest, like I say, I don't like Ronaldo or whatever. Reality is like the guy's fucking amazing, so I just enjoy it.
We have Ronaldo. Ronaldo is 34.
He's 34? Okay, so Messi's 32.
Messi's 32.
Okay.
And that would give them, like you said, maybe another, like a good maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 seasons of playing, you know, peak Ronaldo, peak Messi.
And that's just them, because normal players, by this time, they're already being sold to other smaller teams.
Exactly, you're hanging up their boots.
Yeah.
Playing
so that means they got like 3 more years to try to make it pro.
Listen,
Keep at
it
it,
can
man. Keep
happen,
at
man.
it.
It can
Keep at
happen.
it.
Shit, in my dreams.
It can happen. You never know, man. I've heard of. I think Oribe went pro when he was like 28 or something like that. Like he became a big deal when he was like 28, 29.
Oribe Peralta?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
You got time.
You got time, man. You got this.
You got one year, but take advantage of it.
Teams, they drink water.
So anyway, I was just putting it out there because, bar this season, I would say it should be the last year that they both will probably make like a serious push for winning everything with their teams. Messi has a point to prove. He wants Champions League back. They missed some goals last year with missing out on Copa del Rey, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Ronaldo has, still that benchmark of winning Champions League with yet another team. So I feel like this is the last year where they're just gonna give it everything, and then past that, like at least for me, like personally, like I would throw down my weapons, like se acabó. Like these two guys are the greatest. And then after what they said today, I think it kind of shows that maybe they're tired too. Like shit, like we've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like that sentiment. I really do.
I think this more of a Ronaldo thing. I think this. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I kind of feel like this is going to be his last one, and then maybe next year is going to be more of a bench player and coming out for big moments.
Mm-hmm.
But Messi, I think he still has like another year or two.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
But
at the same time, I don't think Ronaldo's one to settle for the bench.
No.
Like,
Right.
he's
He won't-
either
he
playing or he's retiring.
Yeah,
So-
Inter Miami.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see where their paths lead them during Champions League. It's going to be really exciting.